Okay folks, welcome back to the channel. HappyCattyCrypto here. Just before we dive into this video, consider subscribing, consider dropping a like, consider dropping a comment. Those three little things help this channel grow on a greater scale. Honestly folks, really does help me out. Get that done. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate all the support as always folks, but let's just jump straight into this. So I've got three things highlighted in front of us, and you know, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to sit there and connect everything together. In fact, you don't really need to dive deep into it to connect the dots together to try to understand that there's some things going on behind the scenes with Binance. They've got some sort of fanboy love for our blockchain. It's likely to do with the amount they actually lost into this, and for whatever reason, and I don't know what it is, I have a hunch. I'm going to put it forward shortly, but there's all this support for our blockchain, and there's a lot of it, and it's even more's happened recently. And what I honestly believe is CZ sees this end result, this final true vision of what our blockchain could be. We're the only one in the cosmos that has an algorithmic stablecoin, even with it being the husk that it is. We've got it. It exists, and there's laws that were brought into place that prevent new algorithmic stablecoins being created, at least I think in the United States. Could be wrong on that, but I think I'm mostly right. I think it's just the United States. But anyway, we have the only algorithmic stablecoin, and it's in our blockchain. It's in our sector. I think this is what CZ's kind of banking on. He's banking on us getting our act together and them actually doing very little to get rewarded on an even grander scale. The reason why I've always thought this is because I was, without tooting my own trumpet, I was the first person to ever even figure out that there was something weird going on. I was the first person to figure out that Binance were burning. You can go back to my videos, you can look at the very first videos. You know, burning was going on. It was happening in very strange ways, and we finally got to the bottom of it. And it turns out, I think like a month later, they came out publicly and were like, yeah, we're burning, we're going to be burning more, and we need to do all these different things. But anyway, this fanboy love runs deep. It runs so deep that we've been punished for previous actions of, for example, what we did by reminting burns. We were punished, okay? They halted the burning. They didn't burn for that period of time. They made us go through a very, very stressful kind of system update where we had to just simply whitelist their wallets. That was definitely a punishment. They continued to burn. We've been playing up a lot recently. I think that's a good term to put it. When I came back from being away having my surgery, it was just chaos. There was all these Twitter spaces. I had that podcast. Things have calmed down now. And all of a sudden, they delist LUNC futures. And I just, you know, I keep coming back to this every time. My mind's really going about it recently because, you know, they're doing so much, and it's no other exchange jumped on board and was like, yeah, cool, you know, we'll just burn our liquidity for you, no problems. We always had that issue, whereas Binance have played ball, and I think this kind of ping pong match, tennis match, this rally, I think it's going to pay off for us. I think if we produce the USDC test environment, we get the correct things put into place, we play ball, they'll keep doing things like this and rewarding us in these different kind of ways. And I honestly only see this as them giving us the nod and saying, look, just keep going. And you're seeing so many different kind of articles that even with the funny ones, you know, it's all good news. And, you know, not too long ago, like I said, when I came back from my surgery and everything, it was just utter chaos. The articles were just negative once again. And it's just like, now we're at this point, I honestly believe Binance do have some sort of alter play, something that they're working on. And like I said, I'm going to mention something shortly, but what I want people to take a notice of is just, this is just scraping the surface, okay? This is just me on LUNC Dash using the tools that we provide to you and not doing a deep dive, not going through all of the different money flow tools that I can use to locate coins. The last time I did a check, it was just under 5 trillion coins. We've seen it get up to, I think, 3.9 trillion coins publicly once before. The main hot wallet has 2.2 trillion coins in it. This is a crazy amount. Now, there's a lot of people who sit there and they say to themselves, yeah, will Binance just do a huge burn one day? And we can't really rule that out, can we? If we look at other kind of situations, right? SHIB was created in a very strange manner. From what I can tell, it's possibly one of two people that are behind it, or both of them. And I think it's Elon Musk, and I think it's Vitalik. The reason why I say this, there's a lot of evidence to support this through tweets. There's a lot of these good conspiracy videos that I've actually watched where they put all of the dots together, and it's actually really interesting to see those back and forth tweets and them being in the right locations at the right time, and it was all very peculiar. But the one thing that did happen from everything with SHIB was Vitalik was so supposedly gifted a lot of coins, okay, 400 and something trillion, and he burnt all of them. So like I was just saying, we can never ever rule out, and none of this is financial advice, it's just mere ramblings. We can never rule out that Binance have not got something planned. The reason why I think this even more is the way that they hide coins. They actually, they've not got them publicly on show. They do a lot of different weird things to move coins around and move them between different pools and ensure. We know this for certain, myself and Strafe. We've studied this heavily and we've watched the money. We got so sick of it. We just, it's something we look at and we get, because the amount of hours we have both put into this it's unfathomable stuff. But there's a lot of coins hidden. They do very specific things that they don't need to do anymore because they're whitelisted. But before that, they would ensure not to put too much into certain wallets. Whereas prior, it didn't matter. It would all just flow into those wallets. They had two wallets, a deposit wallet, a hot wallet, and a withdrawal wallet. That was it. And that withdrawal wallet wasn't that active. There was a lot of people buying, but people weren't really withdrawing around that time. We were moving upwards. So, as much as I sit there and I've got a tinfoil hat on, I'm thinking all these different things, but we can't rule any of this out. There's so many weird things in play. I think this is going to elaborate more over the course of the next few months as we begin to walk further down this road. We reach parity, we get all of these different things. Just not having futures on the world's biggest trading exchange is huge. Remember, their fees are totally free on there. Conversion fees, a lot of stuff, so cheap. A lot of people utilize it. You've got loads of different tools on there. People can match that in with grid trading bots and things like that. We became predictable. That was the biggest issue. And I mentioned this so many times in my videos about Binance becoming predictable. And I sit there and think to myself, people were shorting on the burns. And I mentioned this so many times. And there's been multiple times now where there's been like reactions to things that I've brought up and I consistently bring up. It's becoming very, very peculiar for myself. And I'm sitting here. It's just gone midday here. It's really interesting for me. I don't know what to quite make of it, but what I do know is they're on side. They'll likely be the first exchange to get on board with what we're doing with the USTC repeg. I believe that's why we need the test environment. I believe that's why funding should heavily go into ensuring that the correct tests are performed and then go the extra mile. After this software patch, this upgrade, we need an audit. We need a CertiK audit. We need some kind of audit, regardless of what it costs. Even if we can't afford it, we'll have to do a crowd raising fund, because that is the ultimate green tick for us to go to exchanges. We messed up, but we weren't the people that messed up. We've come in, we've picked the glass up, we've swept up, we've cleaned up, we've done all of the different things, we've redecorated, we've got new plumbing, we've got new pipes, we've got new staff, we've got new workers. It's a whole new us. Here's our green tick, here's our pass. We're repegging USTC. can you, incorporate this model? You'll make some, we'll make some, the community makes some, USTC gets repegged, everybody's happier, we have an algorithmic stablecoin again. And I just think this is like kind of the end result of what it's all coming to, and Binance is going to be sort of the ones that are always kind of like pushing us along. And I believe these orders come from the top. I believe they come from the macho man himself. Folks, a little bit of a longer video here, not normally the kind of videos that I really do. I try to keep more to the factual stuff, but it's fun to do videos like this. It's nice to express ourselves. It's nice to talk about the different kind of like interesting things that we're thinking about, and what we dream about sometimes, or what we daydream about sometimes. I think it's all very interesting. Folks, have a really nice day. I hope you enjoyed the content here we've provided on the channel today. I did put some different kind of stuff out. I wanted something a little bit interesting. Project LUNCBurn is live. Both those Twitters are live. The LUNCpenguin, everything's live. Folks, if you could just go and drop follows, drop comments, drop likes and all of those different things, and just try and support us where we can, I would so much greatly appreciate it. I know we've had so many different projects here on the channel that you've likely gone off and supported, and I know none of this is financial advice. It's just me putting things out there for people and ensuring that you're all up to date. I would really appreciate some support on all of those different things we've got going on in the HCC factory. Have a really nice day. None of this is financial advice. Beware of scammers, beware of doppelgangers, beware of anyone pretending to be me. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.